I've only listed one item from this rescue box, yet doubled my money. So which rescue box am I talking about and how did I do it? I can't wait to share it with you guys. My name is Christina for those of you that are new here, and I'm a part-time reseller on platforms like Poshmark, eBay, and the RealReal. So today's recap, I'm going to go over a Thredup rescue box I did about 4 months ago, let you know exactly what I did with each of the items. We'll go through it together, and then I will let you know which items sold, for how much, and what my profit was on this box. I am going to be opening one of these boxes this week that I'm going to be talking about, and so I thought it was a good time to recap the last one that I did. So, mystery no longer, the Thredup 15-piece shoebox. So the last one that I purchased back in September when they were running a 30% off sale. That box I was able to get, I made sure to go back and look at my email exactly how much I paid for it. Because of the sale, after taxes and after shipping, I paid $71.43 for this shoebox. Now, I don't do the shoe boxes super often. I actually think that most of the time they're pretty good from the ones that I've gotten, but I really don't like having to store shoes. They take up a lot of room, and I store my inventory in my home. So for me, I like to order one, and then when I've sold most of them, I'll order another one. But they were running the promotion, and I thought, what better time? So my all-in cost on this was $71.43. So how did I get away with only listing one pair of shoes and doubling my money? We're going to go through it step by step. So also, because I only listed one pair, I don't have my listing photos that I'm going to be putting up on the screen, except for one, of course. And so what I did was I took screenshots of the unboxing, and I'll put that up on the screen. If you would rather go back and watch the unboxing, I will make sure that I link that above so that you can go in and watch that back. Okay, let's get into it. The first pair of shoes that was in this box was by a brand I had never heard of before, and it was by the brand Casteller, and it was in a blue wedge that had kind of an espadrille wedge on the bottom. These were in great shape, very cute. I was not familiar with the brand, and the other issue with this pair of shoes is that it didn't have a size on it. So these I actually ended up donating. So those were a 0. The next item or pair of shoes that was in the box was by the brand Clark's, and these said Clark's Collection on them, which I wasn't super familiar with. Clark's typically sell fine for me, not usually for the most, but I can usually get, about $20, $25 out of them depending on the style. And these were in a gray loafer, very cute. They were in good shape. And so this pair, and most of the other pairs in this box, what I did was I took them to a buy-sell trade and dropped them off. I thought, I'm going to see what they give me for these shoes, because as we go through this, you'll see I had a couple pairs of Steve Madden. I had a couple pair of Universal Thread, a New Day, so some Target brands in there. And all the shoes were in good shape. I didn't have any busted shoes that they sent me, but a lot of them weren't necessarily worth my time to list, and especially store here in my home. So I plucked a few pairs that I am going to list and sell, donated a couple pairs, and then the rest I took over to Style Encore. This was my first time over at Style Encore, Brighten Your Day. If you're not familiar with him, I'll link his channel below. Suggested that I try that. So I took this box of shoes over there, and they went through them and ended up paying me out $100. So, and they bought every single pair of shoes that I took in. So Immediately, I made $100 on this box. Of course, you have to subtract out your cost of goods. We'll kind of go over that at the end. But if you take the shoes out of here that I donated, which were 2 pairs, and then the 3 that I'm listing, that means I took 10 pair to Style Encore, and I got a payout of $100. I think they were having some sort of promotion going on, or maybe you get like an extra buyout, or maybe because I was new, I'm not sure. But I walked out with $100. I was super happy with that. So about 10 bucks a piece is what I made from that buy sell trade. Okay. I don't know exactly. They didn't give me a detailed printout, so I'm not sure which ones they bought for how much and what the payout was on each of them. I just know what my total cash in hand was. So I was super happy with that. Okay. So the Clark's loafers were a pair that I took over there, and they bought those. The next pair of shoes that was in the box was a pair of Sam Edelman suede heels. These were in excellent condition. They were in a pretty tan color, and I believe they were in a pretty good size. These, I normally, if I wasn't doing this, or they didn't buy these from me, these I would have listed. Sam Edelman doesn't resell for the most, but like I said, these were in good condition. And so, I would have sold these on my own if they hadn't bought them, but they did buy them. So those sold to the buy sell trade. The next item that I got in the box, the next pair of shoes, was by A New Day. And these were in a square toe. They had kind of a large braided weave over the top, really pretty pink. Also with a block heel, and open toe shoe. A really great condition. I want to say that these were either new without tags or new with tags. And these I also took into the buy sell trade and got part of that payout. The next pair of shoes that was in the box was by the brand Steve Madden. I got 2 Steve Maddens in this box, and this one was adorable. It was a slide-in sneaker that had kind of a snake print pattern on the outside. I did comp these out before I decided to take them into the buy sell trade, just to make sure, because some Steve Madden shoes do resell for a decent amount, depending on the style. These were not one of those, and so I also sold these to my local buy sell trade. The next pair of shoes that was in the box, I actually thought that they would buy these. I did try to sell them to them, and then they didn't buy them, and so I ended up donating these because I looked at comps and decided it wasn't worth it. And this was by the brand Sperry, and they were kind of in a pink salmon color and their standard boat shoe, which, I mean, Sperry boat shoes used to really sell well. So I'm not sure if it was the size, because these were in a women's 11, or what, because they were in good condition. Not sure what the deal was with these. But they didn't buy these from me. And when I looked at comps, they weren't very good. So I ended up donating these to my local thrift. So that one was a 0. The next pair of shoes that was in the box was by the brand Universal Thread. These were adorable, and I actually would have listed these if they wouldn't have purchased them from me, because I have sold some Universal Thread shoes that have come in like a fun box before. And again, while they may only sell for 10 or 12 bucks, it's something back toward my cost of goods. However, the buy sell trade did purchase these from me. They were in a kind of like a mustard yellow mule, excellent condition. I don't think they were new with tags, but I would say they were probably new without tags in that good of condition. So those sold to my local buy sell trade. The next item that was in the box was another Steve Madden. This was the other pair of Steve Madden shoes I got. These were in a monster wedge, okay? Major wedge heel with a white strappy sandal. When I opened this, it was not really the time to be selling white strappy sandals necessarily. So I also decided to sell these to the buy sell trade, and they took them and paid me out for those. So I was happy with that. The next pair of shoes that was in the box was by the brand White Mountain. And these were kind of like the Birkenstyle type shoe that has that type of sole on the bottom. And then, but these, instead of having the two leather straps, had a black suede kind of bow as the closure for the top of the shoe. They were really cute. And again, I probably would have listed these myself if they wouldn't have purchased them, but they did. They bought those for me, so I was happy to sell those over to the buy-sell trade. The next pair of shoes that was in the box was by the brand Vintage Havana, and these were in excellent condition. Vintage Havanas are the ones that have the star on the side, kind of similar to maybe some Golden Goose shoes, but Vintage Havanas do resell well. Again, these were in excellent condition, not new, but EUC, okay, excellent used condition. I didn't really even have to clean them up at all. The insoles were in great shape. They still had the original laces, which weren't stained up at all. I mean, everything was great. So these I did list on Poshmark and eBay. They did sell on eBay for $60. So my payout on those after the commissions was $48. The next pair of shoes that was in the box was by the brand Lucky Brand. And when I first pulled these out of the box, I thought that they might have been Rothy's because of the textured pattern and the type of material that these shoes were made out of, and they were flats. So I was a little disappointed when I saw they were Lucky Brand because I thought I had gotten Rothy's, which I think I've gotten Rothy's twice in the Thredup Shoe Box. They do come in there somewhat frequently. So, and those have always been for me a fast sale and for a good amount that pretty much pays for the box. So I was thinking that that's what I was pulling out of the box, but they ended up being Lucky Brand. They were in good condition, in kind of a natural tone, like a beige or a light tan. And they were in a good size. And so I did take those over to the buy sale trade and they purchased those for me. Again, I wish they would have given me a detailed printout of what they bought each item for, so I would know which ones tend to sell better or that they pay out better for. And I did actually ask for a detailed copy and they told me they don't do that. So, but they didn't do that. Anyway, the next pair of shoes that was in the box was by the brand Eileen Fisher. And these were in a gray kind of heeled ankle booty with a peep toe at the front and then a zip up in the back. Eileen Fisher doesn't resell for the most. I personally love Eileen Fisher clothing and shoes and own actually a pair of ankle booties similar to these except closed toe. And so these I also decided to go ahead and take in there. Now, if they wouldn't have purchased these, I would have listed these myself, just because I liked them so much. And, but I thought that they might give me a decent payout because of the brand. So that could have been one that they paid out higher for, and I'm just not sure. So those went to my buy-sell trade. The next pair of shoes that was in the box was by the brand Time and True. And this was another pair of ankle booties. We had a few pair of ankle boots. And these were also in great shape. I don't think new with tags, but they were in good shape. And these, the buy-sell trade purchased from me. So great. I was happy with that. Especially with like the Time and True, the Universal Thread, the New Day. I was thrilled that they purchased those from me. Just to get some of that inventory off of my hands and let me sell the ones that I was like really excited to resell. The next item that was in the box was a new with tags, Universal Thread pair of ankle boots. And these were in kind of a camel color. And again, all of these shoes, whether new with tags or not, were in excellent condition in this box. So you cannot go wrong with that. These I took in there and they did purchase from me. So that was part of that buy sell trade purchase. Now, the last pair of shoes that was in the box was by the brand UGG. And these are their classic Sherpa lined boots in the classic camel colored, material that they do, suede. I was unsure when I first unboxed these if they were real. So if you go back and watch the video, I'm back and forth on this. And the only reason I question them is because I own several pair of Uggs myself. And the Sherpa inside of my Uggs feels completely different than the way the inside of these felt. And so I was questioning, whether or not that these were like dupes or something. So several of my subscribers commented who have resold Uggs and thought that they were real because there was the hologram sewn in on the inside. All of the workmanship on the outside of the boots looked good. Sorry, my dogs are running up the stairs. So everything matched up as far as what you want to look for when you're looking at Uggs. So I don't know if it was different. I don't know what happened with that Sherpa on the inside. Anyways, these, because I was doing some research on them first, I put them aside to list later. And I still haven't listed them yet, which is not good because it's the end of January and I really should have already listed them. And I'm really behind on listing. And I now do not know which box they're in, because what I do is I will pull items and repackage them in boxes for me to list later when I'm really busy with my full time. So they are in a box that I need to list. I will still list these in off season because Uggs sell well, and these were in good condition. The only thing that they really needed, and maybe the reason that they were rejected, is because there was a lot of like pet fur on the outside. And so I need to go through and get all of that pet fur off of them and then list them for sale. So I still have those left to do. I still have those left to list and sell. So let's go over it. Now, to start off with, I got this box at a discount. Okay, I got it on sale at a 30% off sale from Thredup. My all-in cost was $71.43. And then I got $100 and some change from the buy-sell trade. And I sold that pair of vintage Havanas, and my payout on those was $48. So right now, I am at a profit of $76.57. I am thrilled with this, and I have another shoebox coming. I am hoping that I bought it on sale, okay, because Thredup had a 20% off sale, so not as good as the 30% off, but there was a 20% off sale, and so I thought, I'm going to go for it again. And I think I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to pull out the pairs that I want to list, that I'm excited to list, that I think will resell really well, either on Poshmark or eBay. And then the rest I'm going to take into the buy-sell trade. Now, they may not take as many as they did this last time, okay? But whatever they don't take, I'll just have to make a decision on if I'm going to donate them or if I'm going to list them myself. So hopefully that box will be arriving sometime today, and I can film that for you tomorrow. If not, then I will open that one for Thredup Thursday, and we will open a designer box tomorrow. So either way, you've got 2 unboxings coming this week. I'm going to be doing a shoebox, and then I'm going to be doing a designer box. So stay tuned. If you like unboxings, make sure to subscribe to the channel and click the bell notification so you know when a new video has launched. And if you enjoyed this recap, make sure to give me a thumbs up. All right, I'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye, y'all.